Tonight, more fallout after an exclusive Denver7 investigation. Earlier this month, we uncovered an internal email showing the State Department of Corrections talking about misleading neighbors about a new parole office in Aurora.
A parole office where more than 1,000 criminals report every month. So tonight, Chief Investigative Reporter Tony Kovaleski asking Aurora City leaders some tough questions. Did they know the parole office was located in their city and failed to notify the community?
Did the city have any idea more than 1,000 parolees, including more than 100 sex offenders, would be reporting to that office?
Absolutely not.
She's the councilwoman. The new parole office landed in her district.
Did the city of Aurora notify the neighborhood?
We did not.
She's the deputy city manager.
Did this parole office catch the city by surprise?
I think it's fair to say yes.
And he's Aurora's mayor. 3 city leaders, all caught off guard by what Denver7 Investigates uncovered earlier this month. Department managers received no notification. A playground where unsupervised children play nearly every day.
A mismatch?
Scares the hell out of me.
What was your take on what you watched?
Well, certainly I think I was a little surprised, very disappointed.
And the mayor says some of his disappointment centers on this letter sent back in April, written by the director of the state's adult parole division, addressed to the mayor and copied to members of council. A letter that fulfilled a requirement, a, quote, duty to inform the public. A letter that never said 1,000 parolees would report, more than 100 sex offenders would report every month to this office building in Aurora.
The Department of Corrections said they did what they're supposed to do. They notified the city of Aurora. Was that enough?
No, I think they should have been more transparent.
The state's new parole office sits just a mile from Aurora City Hall. Earlier this year, sources inside the state sent us this internal memo, an effort by the state to not fully disclose the truth about the parole office.
I have been informed the other tenants in the building do not know exactly what we do.
She's reading the internal memo, written by a parole manager.
Those tenants who have asked were told by property managers that we are a state advocacy group.
Is that the truth?
No, they're a parole office, a state parole where hardcore criminals come through.
She works with preschool kids. Her business overlooks the new parole office. A parole office in a building with preschool kids, a building where high school students attend classes, and a building across the street from an apartment playground.
Was the intent to fool you and others?
Oh, of course. I mean, blatantly. Very sad that our state would jeopardize our students, our families, our community, our children across the street.
Can you see how it looks
Absolutely.
a little deceptive?
Absolutely.
The director of the state's adult parole division launched an internal inquiry after learning about our investigation, reacting to our questions about an intent to deceive the building tenants and neighbors, and questions about how the state notified the community.
Whose responsibility was it to notify the tenants, the neighbors that you were moving in?
My understanding is there's no legal obligation for anyone to do that.
So this letter essentially only met the minimum requirements, which also raises questions about why Aurora's mayor, city manager, and city council didn't dig deeper, why city leaders also didn't inform the community about more than 1,000 parolees now regularly reporting to this office.
Does this appear that the bare minimum was done?
It would appear that way.
Is this a lesson the city has learned?
Absolutely, it will have to be a lesson.
Should the city have done more in hindsight?
It's possible that you could say that we should have and could have done more. We could have asked more questions.
So ultimately, it's a neighborhood let down by the state, let down by the city, now left to deal with more than 1,000 convicted criminals visiting this building every month.
What do you hope this investigation does?
Removes them from the premises. We want movement. We want them out of here.
Is this the right place for a parole office, in your mind?
On the surface, probably not.
So after learning of the Denver7 investigation, the city of Aurora has now taken action. Meetings scheduled with tenants and neighbors of the buildings and with the state's Department of Corrections. The city now working to respond to a new reality. The 1,000 parolees now report to that city and that building every month. In addition, the police department has also posted notifications in the community. With Denver7 Investigates, I'm Tony Kovaleski.